So at the very first, we are having your operating system. So over here, we are having our operating system, right? Which is sitting as an interface between the user and our hardware over there, right? And our operating system, it is going to provide us a interface, right? It will be providing us an interface, or you guys can say environment to us, right? To the user we are having, and it is going to perform that task, right? It is going to perform that task over there. Like, let's say if we are trying to open any application, right? If we are trying to open any application over there, then they are going to happen over our operating system we are having, right? So this operating system over here, it will be helping the users, it will be helping us to perform our task in a convenient, in a more efficient way over there, right? So inside the operating system, what we are having? We are having your hardwares and we are having your softwares over here, right? And our hardwares, they are just going to understand the machine language we are having, right? Which is known as your binary, your zero and ones we are having, right? So if normally we will be looking for the binaries, so they are not going to make any sense for a human being, right? So over there, for that we need a system, right? For understanding these binaries over here, we need a system, right? Which can actually act as a mediator, right? It will be managing all the process, all the resources we are having inside our system over there, right? Like our operating system, it will be responsible for executing any application, any process over there, any resource allocation, our CPU management, or the other task we are having inside it, right? So inside our operating system, we are having some components for it, like we are having the users, right? We, the peoples over here who will be using their computers, right? Like whenever we are opening our system, we are using our system. I'm using my, you can say PPT over here, right? I will be playing the games. I will be browsing over the internet. So we are the users who are using our system, right? Then inside that we are having our applications, right? We are having our games inside our operating system. We are having our movies inside our laptop over here, right? We will be having the videos player to watch these movies, right? We will be having the browser. We are having like your Chrome, your Firefox, your Brave, and many more, right? Which will be helping us to browse the internet, right? After that, we are also having our system programs, right? We are having our system programs over here, which will be helping us to run all these things smoothly, right? So for that, inside our system, we are having a shell, right? So the shell over here, it will be providing us the interface between the user and great. So over here, what we are having our shell, right? So our shell, it will be providing us the interface, right? It will be providing us the interface with our operating system, or you can also say it is our the outmost layer of our operating system we are having, right? So over here we will be having our shell, right? We will be having our shell, and these shells, they will be helping the users so that they will be able to interact with their operating system they are having by tapping the commands, right? We are having your command prompt. In our Linux, we are having your terminals. So these are what? These are your shell, the outmost layer of our operating system we are having, right? After that, inside our system, we are also having our editors, right? Which will be helping us to create the files over there, right? To write the text inside them, right? After that, we are also having our compilers, right? Now, these compilers, they will be helping us to run our system programs, right? Like they will be helping us to, you can say, turn a code into something which can actually our computer can execute over there. So that will be our compiler over here. Then after our system programs, we are having our hardware, right? So the hardwares are what? These are the physical component of our system, the physical part of our system over there, right? Which we can touch over there, like we are having motherboard, we are having your SSD, we are having your hard disk over there, right? The CPU. So these are what your hardware over there, right? And inside the hardware, like we are having your CPU, your central processing unit, which is also known as your brain of your computer, right? Now, the CPU will be doing all the calculation, all the thinking for you, right? We are having our hard disk, our SSD over there, right? Which will be going to store our files, to store our programs permanently over there inside our system, right? Then after that, we are also having our RAM, your random access memory we are having, right? So RAM is what? It's a short-term memory we are having, right? Which is just going to hold the information, right? It is just going to hold the information about about the process what we are doing in our computer over there, right? Like whatever thing we are doing over there, it is just going to keep the information about them, right? So that will be our RAM, a short-term memory, right? Like we are having our volatile memory over there, right? So our volatile memory, basically it will be containing the information like our registers, our process over there, our connections over there, right? The services we are having, right? And our volatile memory, they will be getting lost once we will be restarting our system or we will be turning off our system, right? So over here and together, our user, he will be using a system, right? He will be using the application inside his systems, right? Then he will be having the system programs which will be helping him to manage his system over there, right? He is having the operating system, right? Who is like a boss of his system, right? He is going to, the operating system, it is going to manage each and everything about it, right? And it will be also making sure that all the programs, they are working efficiently over there, right? They are working together with our hardware over there, right? And in the last, we are having our hardware, right? The physical systems we are having in our system, right? The physical components in our system we are having, which will be helping us to run a particular computer over there. So that is what our operating system we are having. Now, after this, we are having our operating system security measures. So over here, we can implement the firewalls, right? So inside our operating systems, we are having our firewalls. Like in Windows, we are having our firewall over here, right? So over there, what we will be doing is we can also configure the rules by our own self. But we have to make sure that whatever rule we are putting over there, they are secure. And let's say we are trying to mitigate a vulnerability, right? We are going to mitigate a loophole over there, right? For that, we are creating some rules in the firewall. So we have to also make sure that when we are mitigating this first problem over here, it is not opening any second problem, right? So over there, we have to configure our firewalls, our antivirus system in the correct way, right? So our firewalls, they will be blocking the unauthorized network access we are having, right? We can have the antivirus systems. Now, the antivirus systems, they will be helping us to detect, to remove the malwares, right? After that, we can also have this user account management, right? So over here, what we will be having is we will be having more than one account inside our laptops. So what we will be doing is we will be controlling the access of these users for their resources, like what sort of resources they can access, what thing they can do inside the laptop. So for that, what we are having this user account management over there, right? After that, we are having the encryption, right? We can implement the encryption over there, which will be helping us, right, which will be helping us to protect our data which is in rest, right, the data we are not using correctly over there, and the data which is in transmission, the data which is moving, right. Along with that, one of the most important thing we are having is your regular update and patching our system, right? So what we will be doing is, as soon as we will be finding a patch has been released, update has been released for our system, so we are going to secure it, right? We are going to apply it. So for that, what we are having is your update and the patch management over there. After this, we are having some types of operating system, like we are having your Windows, we are having your Mac, we are having your Linux over here. Okay, so for that, what we are actually having is we are having some generations of your operating system, right? We are having some generations of your operating system over there, right? Like over here, we are having the first generation of our operating system, which was around your 1940s, which was from your 1940s till your 50s over there, right? Then we were having the second generation, right, which was going from your 50s till your which was going from your 1950s till your 60s, 70 over there, right? Then after that, we were having our third generation, which was our from 60s till your 80 over there, right? And after that, we are having the fourth generation, right? The generation we are having nowadays over here, right? So in the very first, what was happen is we were having your batch operating system. Okay, so the batch operating systems, they were the very first operating systems we were having, right? And they were just designed for our, you can say, processing our jobs and our batches over there, right? But our batch operating system, they were vulnerable for your unauthorized access, the data breaches due to their batch processing nature, right? Later on, we were having your time sharing operating system, right? We were having in your sys over there, right? We were having your time sharing operating system over there. So over here, your time sharing operating system, it was allowing, right? It was allowing many users to connect to a single system over there, right? The peoples who are sitting in the different location, what they can do, they can share, they can use a particular system in a single time. Along with that, your time sharing operating system, it was also providing us the multiple programming, right? It means that over there many users they can run many tasks concurrently over there, right? So that was our time sharing operating system we were having, right? After the time sharing operating system, we were having your multi-programming operating system. Multi-programming operating systems, right? On your systems over there, we were having this multi-programming operating system. So this type of operating system, it was providing us the enhanced multitasking capabilities, right? It was also helping us to utilize our CPU more efficiently over there, right? So that was what our multi-programming operating system over there, right? Inside that we were having our memory partitions also, right? But in your multi-programming operating system, right, we were having a one issue, right, which was your conflicts between the different programs over there, right? After that, we were having your network operating system, right? On your 70s, we were having this network operating system over there. Now, this network operating system over here, providing us, it was helping us to share our resources, right? It was providing us the communication among the multiple computers we are having, but it was having the limitation that it was requiring the network infrastructure and some additional management over there, right? Along with that, this network operating system, it was also getting exposed over network based attacks we were having, right? Then later on, we were having the distributed operating systems, right? So now these distributed operating systems, right, they were expanding our network capabilities we were having, right? Along with that, they were also helping us to distribute our processing between the multiple computers. But in this, we were having the issue of your complexity, right? If we are having lots of resources, then it will be very complex to distribute them properly, right? To you can say have the consistency over there while distributing those resources over there, right? And due to this, it was vulnerable over there also, right? After that, we were having your real time operating system. Now, these real time operating systems we were using whenever we have to provide the timely response over there, right? Whenever we have to provide the timely response over there, we were having the applications which were requiring this timely response. So that was what our time real time operating system over there, right? Along with that, along with that, what we have to do over there in this real-time operating system is we have to take the strict security measures to protect our systems and to prevent the any sort of malfunction over there, right? After that, we are having our modern operating system, the operating system which we are using, right? So nowadays we are having some popular operating systems like we are having your Windows, right? We are having your Mac OS, we are having the Linux, some popular operating system we are having over here, right? So now these modern operating systems, right, the operating systems which we are using nowadays, right, they are providing us a far better security features over here, right? Along with that, they are supporting for your multitasking, right, for our networking over there, right? But inside them also, what we have to do, we have to continuously update them, we have to patch them. Along with that, we have to take the precautions to protect against our systems from the threats we are having, right? So for that, what we have to do is we have to continuously update our softwares we are having to address the bugs, the vulnerabilities we are having, right? We have to use the strong unique password. We have to enable the multi-factor authentication over there. We should be using the antivirus systems, the anti-malware protections over there, right? Which will be also prevent preventing any sort of unauthorized access and the malwares, right? We have to also enable our firewalls, right, to filter the incoming as well as the outgoing traffic we are having. It means that your inbound and your outbound traffic, right, we have to also monitor them, right? We have to enable this protection also, right? So over here, when we are talking about the batch operating system, so these are your batch operating system we were having, right? After that, We were having our Unix, which was a time sharing operating system we were having, right? Then we are having our multi-programming operating system, like we are having our Windows, we are having our Mac over here, right? We were having our IBM operating system over here. So these are our you can say multi-programming operating system, right? After that, we were having our Windows NT, right? And it was our network operating system we were having, right? We were having our Linux. These are what our network operating systems, the servers we are having, right? And after that, we are having some real time also. So your OSAC was what? It was our operating system embedded kernel we were having, right? In the 90s, we were using this OSAC. So that was what our real-time operating systems, right? The different types of operating systems we were having over there. Now, over here, we have previously discussed, right? We were previously discussing about how can we secure the Windows over there. Boot integrity. So over here, nowadays, we are totally relying on our systems and our mobile phone, right? If we have to even look for the time, what we are doing is we are opening our mobile, and from there we are getting to know like what is the time over there, right? So nowadays we are completely relying on our devices like our systems and our mobile phone. Along with that, we are also using these two devices to store our sensitive information also, right? To store our sensitive information also over there. So that is why it is very important to ensure that our devices, right, they are protected from your unauthorized access. So that is why we are having your boot integrity, right? So it is going to protect the integrity of our boot up process we are having, right? And along with that, it is also going to prevent the malwares we are having, the malicious, you can say, softwares we are having from loading, you can say, from loading inside of a boot up process. Along with that, from stopping the malicious peoples, the attackers, to install malware inside our system, right? So for that, what we are having is inside this boot integrity, we are having your UEFI, your Unified Extensible Firmware Interface over here, right? So previously we were having your BIOS, your basic input output system, but nowadays what we are having in our laptops, we are having this UEFI over here, right? So which has replaced our BIOS we are having, right? So over here, our UEFI, it will be providing us, you can say, more flexible, a secure platform for the boot up process of our operating system over there, right? Along with that, our UEFI, it is containing, you can say, numbers of security features which can help our system to protect against the boot level attacks we are having, right? Inside this, we are having the secure boot, right? So over here, we are having your secure boot, right? Now, the secure boot will be doing what? It is going to verify the signatures. It is going to verify the signatures of each and every software we are having, which will be getting load and at the time of this boot up process we are having, right? Along with that, the secure boot, it will be also making sure that only the legitimate software, the authorized software, they will be getting loaded over there, right? And it will be preventing your malicious, you can say, softwares over there from, you can say, getting loaded over there, right? And it will be also stopping our attackers which can actually compromise our, you can say, boot up process, right? Like we are having some attacks, like the attacker, they can use the rootkits over here, right? They can use the boot sector virus, right? So to mitigate them, what we are having this secure boot over here, right? So the secure boot, what it will be doing is it will be preventing these applications, these malicious, you can say, softwares we are having from getting load at the time of your boot up process we are having, right? After that, after the secure boot, we are having your measured boot, right? After the secure boot, we are having our measured boot, right? Which is again another feature of our UEFI we are having. So our measured boot, it is going to record the integrity of the every piece of softwares we are having, which is getting load at the time of our boot up process, right? And this particular information, it can be later on used to verify the integrity of our operating system also, right? And we are also using this measured boot to detect and to investigate our boot level attacks we are having. Then after this, we are having your full disk encryption, right? We are having this full disk encryption over here, which is going to encrypt our entire content we are having inside our hard drive or inside our SSD over there, right? So this full disk encryption, what it will be doing is it will be helping us to protect our data from your unauthorized access. Even if our, you can say, device, it will be getting stolen, or even if we are unplugging our hard disk from our laptop, right? If someone, they will be trying to access this hard disk over here, they won't be able to open it unless and until they are having the password over there. So that is what we are having as a full disk encryption. After that, we are having our SED, our self encrypting disk, or the drives we are having, right? So our SEDs are what? These can be our hard drives, they can be our SSD, right? So they are going to encrypt our data, right, without the need of any additional software over there, right? So our SSD, right, they are the hardware based solutions we are having for our data encryption, and we are using them in our, you can say, enterprise environment over there, right? So over here we are having this, so over here we are having the secure boot inside of a Windows, right? We are using the secure boot, we are using the measured boot over there. Along with that, in our Linux, right, we are also having our secure boot, but in the Mac OS, right, they are having their own boot integrity technology over there, right, which is actually based upon our UEFI and our secure boot we are having, right? So over here we can have this boot integrity, which will be helping us to secure our operating systems we are having, right? Along with that, what we can do to secure our system is we are going to disable the unnecessary services we are having, which are getting a start when we are starting our system over there, right? Or we are also calling them as your startup programs, right? So over there we are going to disable these unnecessary services, the startup programs we are having, right? And they are also going to help us to reduce the attack surface and the vulnerabilities we are having, right? We can use the defender, like in our Windows we are having your defender over there, the Windows defender, which will be also providing us the built-in antivirus, right, or the anti-malware protection inside our system, right? Along with that, we should be staying aware with the common Windows vulnerabilities over there, right? So over there we can quickly apply the patches to mitigate those vulnerabilities we are having, right? Now, for securing our Mac operating system over here, right, what we have to do is we have to enable the gatekeeper, Okay, so have you guys ever seen like whenever we are trying to install any application, many a time our you can say system, our Mac system, it will be giving us the warning that it is from your unknown source or it is from your unidentified developer over there, right? So over there, that is the work of our gatekeeper we are having. Right, so it is a security technology we are having inside our Mac operating system, which will be helping our system to prevent from the malwares, right? And for that, what it will be doing is it is going to verify these applications we are having, right? Whether they are being signed, digitally signed by the developer or trusted developer, right? Or are they being tampered or not? Right, so in a simple manner our gatekeeper it will be checking for the known malware and it will be looking for the threats before actually allowing them to run over there, right? So that is what we are having your gatekeeper. Now if you want to enable your gatekeeper, what you can do is you can open your system preferences we are having in, right? Then after that you guys can go inside your security and privacy we are having, right? After that, we will be having our general tab, right? And in the next page, right? In the next page, we will be having your allow applications download from, right? So something like that you guys will be getting over there, right? So for that, what you guys will be doing is you are going to uncheck it, right? And after that, it will be you can say giving you the password, right? You guys have to enter your password and then your gatekeeper will be enabled over there, right? So the gatekeeper, it will be protecting your Mac from the malware, right? It will be protecting your privacy over there by preventing the apps from collecting the data about you without your permission, right? Along with that, it will be helping your Mac to become more secure, right? By making it more difficult for the malwares to install inside your system by itself, right? So over here, when we are talking about the working of your gatekeeper, right? So simply whenever we will be opening our application store, right? We will be opening our application store and from there we are trying to download any application. So after this, our gatekeeper, it will be coming and it is going to verify this application over here, whether it has been signed by the Apple or not, right? If that particular application it will be signed, then this gatekeeper it will be allowing this application to run it, right? If it is not signed over there, then this gatekeeper it will be giving us the warning that this particular application it is not safe, right? Do you want to run it or not, right? So from there you will be selecting the yes or no option, right? So once we have downloaded that particular application, right, once we have you can say downloaded that particular application, now let's say we have downloaded it from you can say other than our Apple store, right? Previously the gatekeeper, what we were doing is we were simply downloading the application from our Apple store, right? And simply the gatekeeper it was coming and it was checking the signature of it. But now let's say we have downloaded the application outside of our app store, right? So again the gatekeeper it is going to verify that particular application we are having, right? Whether it is being signed by a trusted developer or it has been tampered or not. If that particular application it is digitally signed and it has not been tampered over there, then our gatekeeper it is going to allow this application to run it, right? So that is how our gatekeeper it will be working. Then we are having your file world. Okay, so over here in our Mac OS, we are having our file vault, right? Which is actually a encryptor we are having, right? So in the Mac OS, we are having this file vault for our full disk encryption over there, right? So this file vault, it will be helping us to protect our data by actually encrypting the entire content, right? So it means that even if our Mac it will be getting lost or it will be getting stolen, then our data it will be still protected from the unauthorized access over there, right? So that is what our file vault, right? Now, if you want to enable your file vault, then you can find it inside your system preferences, right? And then you guys can open your security and privacy. And inside that, you will be finding the file vault and you just need to turn it on, right? So over here, when we are talking about this file vault, right, what it is going to do is it is going to encrypt the entire content we are having in our disk, right? For that, it will be using the strong encryption, right? And it means that our data, it will be encrypted, right? Our data, it will be encrypted over there. No one will be able to read it without a correct decryption key we are having, right? And that particular decryption key, it will be stored in a secure place, right? And inside of a, you can say, Mac processor over there. And which is your Mac processor, it is being, you can say, designed in such a way that it will be resistant against the physical attack also, right? So the next time whenever we will be trying to log in into our Mac, right? So over there it will be asking to enter our password, right? And that particular password will be used to decrypt our disk we are having, right? Basically it will be, you can say, encrypting our startup disk over there, right? And later on it will be allowing us the access of that particular data. We are for if we are forgetting that particular password, then after that it will be pretty impossible to access our data, right? Same thing, our BitLocker, inside of a BitLocker, we are also happening, right? So when we will be enabling the BitLocker and the next time we will be trying to log in inside of a system, right? So the same thing it will be happening is it is going to ask for the password. If we are having the information about the password, then yeah, we can access our data. If we are not having any idea about our password, then it will be pretty impossible to access your data again, right? So that is what our file vault, a full disk encryption we are having in our Mac OS. But over here, when we are enabling the file vault over here, what it is going to do is it is going to decrease, right? It is going to decrease the speed of your Mac also, right? Because it will be performing the encryption, it will be performing the decryption every time we will be trying to log in or we will be trying to sign out from your Mac over there, right? So this particular process, it can slow down your Mac, right? Especially let's say you are having the large amount of information, right, which is being stored in your startup disk you are having, right? So it is going to make your disk slow, your Mac slow over there, right? Along with that, you have to always remember your file vault password over there, right? Along with that, we are also having the recovery key, right? Many a time it will be happening over there that we are forgetting that password. But in those scenarios, we are also having the recovery keys, right? So over there, again, we have to also remember the recovery key over there. If we are again forgetting the recovery key, then over there it will be impossible to access your data. But over there, if we are having the idea about what are the recovery keys over there, right, then with the help of those recovery key, we will be able to decrypt our startup disk we are having. So we have to also make sure that we are keeping our keys in a safe place, in a secure place over there. So that is what we are having your file vault, right? Along with that, you have to make sure that your Mac OS, it is up to date, right? You are going to regularly install the security updates over there as soon as they will be occurring over there, right? And we have to be very careful whenever we are installing any application, right? We have to make sure that we are only installing the application from the trusted source, right? And along with that, have you guys seen, like, whenever we are trying to install any application, it will be asking for the permission. So over here, whenever we will be trying to install any application, it will be asking for the certain permission. Like, it will be asking that this particular application, it needs the location access. It will be asking that it is requiring the gallery access we are having. It will be asking for the mic access we are having, the microphone access. So we have to be sure, like, whenever we are granting the permission to any application, we have to make sure that do those application they really need those permission for running them, right? And we will be only giving the necessary permission, right? We are not going to provide them any extensive amount of permissions over there, right? So that is how we can secure our Mac, right? After that, we are having our Linux. So whenever we are looking for the remote access, right? Whenever we are looking for the remote access, so what we will be doing is we will be using the SSH, your secure shell over there, right? For our remote access, right? So over here, it will be providing us the secure remote access, right? For our Linux systems, right? Along with that, we will be keeping the track of the installed programs inside our system, right? Along with that, we have to be sure, right? We have to be sure, we have to be very careful before we are actually granting the root privileges, right? So what we have to do is we have to only provide the root privileges whenever it is necessary to avoid using the root for your everyday task. Okay, so over here, if I will be doing your ls-la to list out all the things we are having inside my this particular directory, right? So this ls-la, what it will be doing is it will be also listing out the hidden files we are having, right? Along with that, it will be also showing us the permissions for those files and the directories we are having, right? So inside this, what we are having is we are having the different permissions, right? We are having the different permissions over here. Like, let me zoom in. Like over here, you can see we are having this read over here, right? Then we are having this write over here, this execute, right? So over here, the first partition we will be having, it will be for your root, right? It will be for your owner, right? Then the second partition we will be having, it will be for your group. And the third partition we are having, it is for your others we are having. Right? So whenever we are creating any user over here, whenever we are creating any files over here, we have to make sure that what sort of permissions we are giving it, right? So over here for granting the permissions, like let's say if I want to provide the if I want to provide the permissions to this pass.txt, right? You can see it is just having the read, right, for the root. Then we are having just read and this read over here for the group and for the other over here. So what we will be doing is now we are going to provide it the permission, right? For that, we are having a tool with the name chmod -h, which will be showing. Okay, which will be showing us the options we are having inside this change modification we are having, right? So it will be helping us to change the permissions, right? It will be helping us to change the permissions of our files over there, the directories we are having, right? So inside this, either we can provide the permission, right? Either we can provide the permission like we are having this van.txt, right? So over here, I will be doing ls-la and we will be looking for this van.txt, and you can see it is just having your read, write, read and read, right? Now I will be providing us the executable permission. For that, we are having this command X over here, right? We will be writing this X option, which will be providing it the executable permission. Now, after this, we will be writing your van.txt, and if I will be doing your ls-la, then you can see the color of this van.txt, it is getting changed, right? And for all the peoples we are having, right? You can see, you can find the X, X and X written over here, right? Which stands for your executable, right? Now, over here, we are having the numeric value also for them, right? Like previously, we were directly writing your X over here, right? But now, if I will be writing your chmod, I will be giving this file, and instead of this X, I will be writing your 777. I will be hitting the enter ls-la. Now previously you can see we are just having the read write permission. Then you can see we are having your read write execute and read write execute for every one of them, right? So and this we are having the numeric values also, right? So at the very first we will be having the owner, right? Then we are having our group, and after that we will be having your others over here, right? So for the owner, right, like we are having your read, write and execute. So this read, it will be showing us the value like your 4, right? This write, it will be giving us a value like 2, right? And this execute over here, it will be giving us a value like your 1. And if we are adding these three values, then it will be giving us 7. So previously we have written your chmod 777, right? So in the van.txt, in this particular file, what we have done, we have given this read write execute for the owner, for the group and for others also. Now let's say if you just want to provide the read and write permission, right? So for that, what you can do, you can simply write your 7 over there. Sorry, you will be writing 6 over there because your read stands for your 4, right? And your W, it will be giving us a value like your 2, and 4 plus 2, it will be giving us your 6 over here. Then after this, let's say for the others, right? You just want to provide the read and execute permission, right? For that, you will be writing 5 over there, right? Now this read, it is indicating your 4 over there, and this execute over here, it will be indicating 1 over there, and in total, they are creating your 5. Right? So that is how in the Linux for your files, right? For these files over here, you can configure the permissions. Like over here, I will be picking this van.txt chmod, and then I will be writing your hyphen hyphen hyphen. Then I will be pasting it over here. Okay, it is saying that it is not able to indicate it. Okay, no worries. Let me change it. Yeah, hyphen was missing. That is why it was giving us the error, right? So it is saying that cannot access, read, write, execute, no file or directory. Chmod. Okay, this time we will be using some another file, like we can use this pass.txt, right? Let me show you the content we are having inside it. So over here we are having the command your cat, right, which will be giving us the content we are having. So I'm just having a file with the name pass.txt, which is, you can say, containing some default credential we are having. Along with that, we are having some editors also, like we are having a nano. Now let's say if you want to create some changes inside this file, right? So with the help of this editor with the name nano, what you can do is you can edit this file, right? We are also having your mod, right? We are also having, you can say, this touch we are having your vim over here, right? We are having our nano over here, right? So we are having, you can say, lots of editors over here, which will be helping us to change a particular file over there, right? So over here we were with our chmod, right? So over here now, let's say if we want to give the read permission, right? So simply I will be writing your R over here and I will be writing my pass.txt, right? So this particular command, what it will be doing is it will be providing it the permission over there, right? So that it can perform the recursive work over there, right? And along with that, if I will be hitting enter, then you can see it is giving us the error. Okay, we have to remove the space from here. Once the space will be removed, it is going to work over there, right? And along with that, we are also having these signs. Like previously over here, we were using our signs over here, which was like this, right? So this is the permission we are having for your add. Now let's say you want to add the execute permission for these files. So for that you will be using, you can say, add over here, hit enter, and it will be adding the permissions for it, for the executable, for this pass.txt. Now let's say you want to remove this executable permission from there, then simply you will be writing, you can say, minus over there, which will be removing the permission from it, ls-la, and this is our pass.txt we are having. Now over here, if you want to read the permission, you want to go with the write the permission, you want to go with the execute the permission, then simply you just need to tell it like what permission you want to give over there. Now over here, let's say chmod, you will be defining that this particular file, it will be, you can say, for the user over here, right? For the user we are, you can say, defining the permission over here for the user. Then you will be writing plus and read write execute, right? You will be writing read write execute over there, and then after that you will be simply writing the name of the file, which is your pass.txt, ls-la. And for the group, we are having, let's say, your read and write. And let's say for others, we are just having a single permission, right? Which is your read, right? So this R, it will be having the value of your 4. This W, it will be having the value of your 2. And this execute, it will be having a value of 1. And in total, they are creating your 7. Right? And over here we are having only two things, your read and write. So read we are having as 4 and write we are having as 2. Now they are going to create 6 over here, and since we are just having your read, then read it is just going to have your 4, right? So for the others we are having your 4, right? So previously we were writing our command chmod, then your 777, then the file name. So instead of that, we can also write this 764, right? So the 764, it will be providing these permission. Now let's check them. So first I'm going to create a file with the name niti.txt. Inside this, I'm writing as hello and saving it over here. Now, after this, what I will be doing is I will be listing out the content we are having over here, ls-la, and this will be our file niti.txt. It is just having the read write and read and the read over here, right? So over here, we can provide the permission with the help of your chmod 777. It will be providing us the full permission. Right, it will be providing the read write execute and read write execute for all the users we are having, whether they are the owner, they are the group, or they are coming in others. Then after that, we will be writing this niti.txt. Now over here, we do not want to give it the full permission, right? We do not want to give the full permission, your read write execute for everyone. So in that, what we will be doing is we will be writing this time your 764. Hit enter, and now if I will be doing ls-la, then over here over this file niti.txt, it is having your read write execute, then read write, and in the last we are just having your read. Now over here, whenever you have to give the permission, right, whenever you want to give the permission over here, right, you will be using plus. So whenever you have to provide any permission, you guys will be using like chmod plus, right? Either you can write the numerics or either you will be writing plus, right? So as you can see, this particular hello.txt, it is having just read, write, read and read permission. But now let's say we will be providing it the full permission 777, and then you will be writing this name of the file, which will be your hello.txt over here, right? So over here, it is going to provide it the full permissions, LSLA, and you can see. But now, let's say you want to remove some permissions from here, right? You want to remove some permissions from here. So for that, you will be writing like chmod minus and whatever permission you want to remove from there, like hello, hello.txt. Hit enter ls-la, and you can see this time it is not having your execute permission because we have just removed it, right? So that is how we will be providing the permissions for our files over there, right? That is how we will be granting the root privileges, right, to the files we are having. Along with that, let's say if you want to provide the full access to all the files we are having inside this Kali directory. So for that, you can simply write like chmod hyphen capital R, which will be for your recursive, right? And then you will be just writing the, you can say, path name, right? And then all the content we are having inside that particular directory, they will be getting the permissions over there. And let's say if you want to provide the permissions in the Windows. In the Windows, you can simply go inside your account, right? We are having the account setting. Let application access your account info, right? So over here, we are having this account option. Inside our system, we are having this account option over here. So with the help of this, right, what we can do, we can also add any account over here, right? Let's say you want to add a user, right? So for that, what you will be doing is simply you will be creating a new account over there. like this, right? So over here we are having this account page, and from here if you want to add some, you can say users over here, like your family member or your friend, right? So for that you will be just clicking on this add someone, and from here you will be writing the Microsoft account ID, right? Or you will be creating the Microsoft account ID, and then you can also control their access, right? Let's say you want to connect your system with your computer over there or with your work group. So we are having this access a work or a school account we are having. From here you can connect with them, right? We are having this account privacy we are having, right? We are having the other users. If you want to add some other users, then from here you can also connect them, right? So this is what our account option we are having, right? We can control our, you can say, users privileges from either from going through this you can say account, right? Or you guys just can go to inside the control panel we are having, right? From there also you can configure them. Okay, after this we are having this user account management. Yeah, so over here we are having our user account management, right? So this user account management, it will be helping us to perform the identity management over there, to perform the identity management inside our system, right? It will be providing the unique identities for each and every user, right? And along with that, every users, they will be having the different access level for our resources, right? And by doing that, we can also prevent the unauthorized access, right? And depending upon the users, we will be providing the permissions over there, right? And our administrator over here, right? He will be deciding like what the user can do inside his system, right? Which will be also preventing the sensitive information from getting out, right? Along with that, this user account management, it will be also providing us the accountability, right? So over here, whenever a user he will be doing anything inside the system, what will be happening is we will be having the track of his activities, right? So that we will be able to identify any sort of malicious action over there. So over here we can maintain the accountability with the help of these logs we are having, right? So over here when we are talking about the accounts, right? When we are talking about the accounts over here, so our Windows, it will be providing us your different user accounts, right? And these accounts, they will be having the different level of privileges over there. Now over here you can see we are having the administrator account, we are having the standard account, right? So the administrator account, he will be having the full control over his system, right? He can manage the other accounts also. He can also install the software inside the system. So that will be our user, the administrator account we are having. After that, we are having the standard user account. So this standard user account, it can just run the applications, right? He can only run, you can say, applications over there, right? He will be having the access to the personal files, but he cannot make any sort of big change inside our system, any significant change inside our system over there. So that is what a standard account we are having. After that, we are having the guest. So over here, what we are having is we are having the guest account. Now, many a time you will be seeing that in the organizations, we are having some visitors, right? So to those visitors, we cannot provide the full access of our system, right? What we will be doing is we will be providing them the guest access, right? We will be providing them the guest account access over there, right? Now that particular guest account, it will be having some limited access, right? And it will be getting expired after a particular period of time over there, right? So that is what our guest account. Then after that, we are having your system account, right? Which is also known as our internal account, and it is generally being used by our system processes we are having, right? So these are the different types of accounts we are having, right? So over there, if you want to delete, right, you want to disable an account over there, right, then the same thing you can do. Simply you will be opening your accounts, right? You will be going inside your start button, right? Start menu we are having, then you will be going inside the setting we are having, and then you will be going to your account, and from there we are having your family and your other users, and from there you can select a user and then simply click on remove it, and after that it will be removed over there, right? So this user account management, right, it is very important for maintaining our security and for protecting our data we are having over there, right? Because it is going to prevent unauthorized access over there, right? It will be also ensuring that only the legitimate users, the authorized users, they are having the access to our personal information, our confidential information, our sensitive information over there, right? So that is what we are having your user account management, right? For that, you can just simply write account over here, right? And from here, you can click on this family, right? Later on, you can just add someone, you will be giving the address for them, right? And after that, the account will be created. Now, over here, you can see I'm just having a single account. That is why it is saying that administrator or the organization, right? If you will be having more than one account, then you will be having more names over here. Then simply you can click on that particular person's name and you can click on the remove, right? And that particular account will be removed from here, right? After this, we are having this user authentication and the authorization over here. Now, in our Windows operating system, we are having something known as your LSA, your local security authority we are having. Right, we are having this local security authority. So this local security authority, what it will be doing is it will be enabling the policies over there, right? It is going to handle the security policies we are having in our system, the authentication process we are having in our system, right? So that is what our local security authority we are having over here, right? So it will be managing all the security related operations we are having, right? Which is also including our SAM also, your security account manager. See, the credentials we are having for the users, for the administrators, they will be getting stored inside this SAM file we are having, right? So over there, you will be finding your credentials like admin, administrator, then you will be getting the credentials of it, right? And then you will be having the hash over there. Okay, so now let's understand how this local security authority it will be working over there, right? So in the very first, we are having the authentication process, right? In the very first, we are having our authentication process over here. Like whenever we will be trying to log in inside our system, right? Whenever we will be trying to log in inside our Windows system over there, our this LSA, right, it will be also involved inside this authentication process, right? For this, we will be giving our username and our password at the time we are trying to log in inside our system. Then our LSA, it will be coming forward and it will be checking the credentials which we have given, right? And it will be taking those credentials inside the security database we are having, right? And that is what known as your SAM, your security account manager we are having. Now, inside this SAM folder, right, what it will be doing is it is going to check, right, it is going to check those credentials, right, inside of a laptop over there. Then after that, we are having our policies, the security policies over there, right? So over here, our local security authority, it will be also managing the security policies we are having, right? Which can include like the rules we are having, the settings we are having, which are related to our password, our accounts over there, or for other security configuration. Like, let's say you want to have the account lockout rule over there, right? So for that, you will be configuring it with the help of this LSA over there, right? And these policies, these security policies, they are being set by our administrator, right, who will be determining like what sort of password we will be using, how strong it must be over there, how many failed login attempt can be, you can say, taken as a attack over there, right? Like you guys have seen in our mobile phone, if we will be giving the wrong password over there for the 5th time, then it is going to lock our mobile for a minute. So same thing like our this security policy, it will be working over there, right? After the security policies, we are having the security token generation, right? So once we have successfully authenticated ourselves, our LSA, it is going to generate a token over here, right? For this user, right? Now this token over here, it is going to contain the information about this user identity, right? What with what group he is associated over there, right? And what sort of privileges he is having over there, right? So over here, this particular token, it is being used to represent this user's security, right? What sort of security he is having over there, like a context we are having, right? And if he's, you can say, associated with any process or not, right? So all those things it will be containing inside this token over there, right? After we are having the token, we will be having our access control, right? So previously we were having this token which is being generated inside the third phase, right? Now over here, this token, it will be also used with our access control we are having, right, throughout our whole system we are having, the whole process we are having inside the operating system, right? So this, you can say, token, it will be also helping to the access control over here to determine what resource, what files, what actions this particular user he can take over there, he is allowed to access based upon this security context and the privileges that are written inside this token, right? And over here, after this, we will be having our interactions, right? We are having our interactions with our subsystems we are having inside our laptop. Interaction with subsystem, right? So over here, our local security authority, it is also responsible for interacting with other security subsystems we are having in our laptop, right? Over there, it will be ensuring that we are having a security, right? We are having a comprehensive security over there, right? So over there, it will be working alongside with our, you can say, policy editor we are having inside our system, right? We are having our reference monitor inside our laptop over there, right? We are having your access control inside our system, right? So over here, our LSA, it is also responsible for interacting with all these subsystems we are having, right, which are being allowed by the administrators, right? So over here, our administrator will be the one who will be configuring all these security settings we are having. So over here, if you guys want to enable this LSA inside your system, right? So for that, what you can do is you can open your registry editor, like let me show you, right? So over here, we are having our registry editor over here, now, so you can open it, right? And inside this, what you will be doing is you will be going inside this local machine we are having. Then from here, you will be going inside the system we are having, right? Then you will be going inside the current control set we are having. Then over here, we will be looking for our LSA. Now, by default, your LSA, it is not going to be enabled over there. So what we have to do is we have to enable it manually, right? So this is the one way we are having to enabling this LSA, right? Or either what we can do is we can simply go inside our device security, right? From the setting, we can look for the device security over there, right? And from there, we can look for this LSA over there. Okay. So over here, our LSA, it is going to play a very important role with our authentication and the authorization we are having inside our Windows system, because it is going to manage our authentication, our authorization, the security policies, right? The tokens we are having inside our Windows operating system, right? So all those things, it will be, you can say, handled by our LSA over there, right? Then after this, we are having the user account policies and the best practices. Okay, so over here, so what we can do is we can have the access permission, right? We will be defining what sort of access permission a particular user he will be having over there, right? We will be ensuring that each and every user, right, they are having necessary permissions so that they can perform their regular task while preventing the unauthorized access over there. Like they cannot access any file over there, for that they are not having any permission. If they will be trying to access it, then it will be coming inside our logs, right? And later on, we will be having the idea that this particular user, he was trying to access this sensitive file, and for that he was not having any permission over there, right? So that is what we are having the access permission over here, right? After that, we are having the password policies, as you are saying. But what we'll be doing is we have to use a very strong, a unique password over there, right? Which should be having a minimum length from your 8 to 15 characters over there, right? It should be complex, right? And along with that, we should be having the expiration date, right? So over there, what will be happening is our password, right, after a particular period of time, they should be getting expired, right? So that what we are doing is we will be continuously changing the password. Even if someone will be getting the idea like we are having this sort of password over there, then they won't be able to access it with the help of that previous password, because continuously we are changing our password, right? So in the organization, we are having the days like your 15 days over here, right? We are having the 30 days, right? So it will be depending upon the organization, right? Along with that, we are also having a policy that we cannot use the previous password, right? And along with that, we will be also not going to allow the users so that they can install the software inside the systems, like you guys have seen in the official systems we are having, right? The one which we are getting from the organization. Inside those laptops, we cannot install any additional softwares, right? Because the organization, they are stopping us, right? They are not allowing us over there to install all those things over there, right? If we want to install a particular application, what we will be doing is we will be contacting the IT team we are having, and they are the one who will be installing those applications for us. We cannot do them personally over there, right? For that, we are having the different policies which we will be discussing later on, right? Then after this, we are having our data access policy, right? So over here, the employees, they can only access the data which they are allowed to access over there, which is relevant to perform their job. Like over here, The sales team, they cannot see the data what we are having for the developers team we are having, right? This developers team's data, it will be only accessible for the employees, right? For the team members who are inside this particular team over here. Then after this, we are having the patch management. But before we are talking about the patch, right? So over there, when we are talking about the update, right? Update, what they will be containing is they will be containing our patches for the previously discovered bugs we are having, for the previously discovered vulnerabilities we are having. But over here, our update, right? It is going to contain our patches also inside it, right? It will be also containing some new functions, new, you can say, features over there, and some new programs over there. So that is what we are having, your update and your patch over there, right? After this, we are having the patch management, right? So over here, our patches, they will be helping us to mitigate a vulnerability over here. Let's say over here in our system, we are having a vulnerability, right? We are having a vulnerability like we are using a service over here, right? For the FTP, we are having a service like your very secure FTP, right? So this particular, you can say, service over here, right? It is vulnerable because it is using a very old version. Like let's say it is having this 2.3.4, right? So, and that particular patch, what we will be getting is we will be getting the new version for it, right? Like let's say over here, this particular version, it is having a backdoor inside it, right? So, and this particular patch, that particular backdoor, it will be removed. Great. So inside this patch management, we are having some steps, right? And the very first, we are having this gain visibility into asset inventory, right? So over here, what we will be doing is we will be imagining, right? We will be imagining our assets we are having in the organization as a puzzles, right? We are going to consider our assets what we are having in the organization as a puzzles which are, you can say, scattered across our, you can say, organization over there in different, you can say, rooms, in different office we are having, in different places we are having, right? So to manage our patches effectively, what we will be doing is we will be collecting the information for the different assets we are having in the organization, right? We will be trying to assemble all those pieces into a single picture, right? So in this, what we are doing is we are consolidating our data from different sources, like we are having our documents, we are having our spreadsheets, we are having our database, right? And by doing that, we will be creating a centralized repository over there, which will be containing the information about the assets we are having inside the organization, right? Then after that, we are going to detect the missing patch, right? So over here, like let's say this is an asset we are having inside the organization and it is having the vulnerability, right? It is having a vulnerability over here. So for that, what we will be doing is we will be trying to identify this vulnerability over here, right? So that will be our detect missing patches we are having, right? We will be having a thorough network scan, right? We will be performing like the medical checkup for our assets over there, right? Like what sort of problems what they are having over there, right? So that will be our detecting missing patches. Then after this, we are having download patches from the vendors. So once we will be getting the details like this sort of problems we were having, right? So what we will be doing is we are going to download the patches from our vendors, right? So over here, what will be happening is our vendors, as soon as they will be finding the bugs, the vulnerabilities, they are going to release the patch for them, right? And many a time we are not enabling the auto update inside our systems, right? So our system, it is not going to update our system automatically. So in those scenarios, what we will be doing is later on we will be looking for those patches, right? And from there, we are going to prioritize them, right? We will be prioritizing the vulnerabilities first, right? We will be prioritizing the critical vulnerabilities first, right? The loopholes, the vulnerabilities which are needing immediate actions, we are going to fix them first over here, depending upon their criticality, or we can say their severity level we are having, right? And that we will be treating the critical one first, right? Then we will be having the high, then we will be having the medium, we will be having low, right? So over here, the critical one will be coming in the first. Then we are having the test patches, right? Before actually we are installing a patch. Before actually we are installing a patch, what we will be doing is we are going to test it into a live system, right? So over here, what we are going to do is we are going to perform an experiment over here. Like if I will be installing this patch over here inside my system over there, whether it is going to have some drastic change inside it, whether it is going to affect my system over there, right? Whether it will be making my system more vulnerable to the attack, right? So for that, we will be looking for all those issues inside this test patch in which we are actually going to test a particular patch over there. Then after that, we are having your deploy patches over here, right? Once we have tested that particular patch, we are having the idea that it is secure. We are not having any problem with that particular patch over there. What we are going to do is we are going to install it inside our system, right? We will be installing that particular patch inside our system, inside our, you can say, devices we are having inside the organization. So, and that what we will be having is we will be having a particular period of time, right? Because if we are going to patch all the systems in the same time, then it is going to disrupt, it is going to affect our daily operation inside the organization, right? And that first we will be looking for the critical ones, right? We will be deploying the patches for the critical vulnerabilities we are having. Then we will be going for the less severe one, right? After this, we are having the patch audit, right? So once we have actually installed the patches inside our system, then this will be our post treatment monitoring we are having, right? So, and that what we will be doing is we are going to check if all the patches they have been successfully installed, they have been successfully deployed over there, whether they are properly functioning or not, right? So that all those things we will be doing in this patch audit, right? So the seventh phase, it will be helping us to identify any failures, any, you can say, misuse that my patch, it will be, you can say, giving over there, right? If it will be giving us any sort of failures or anything, then we can simply perform that troubleshooting over there. Then after this, we are having the last phase, which is your patch report, right? So, and this, what we will be doing is we will be creating a record, right? We will be creating a record of all the patches what we have done over there, right? So in that we will be writing like what patch we have installed, like what was the version of it, right? What was the deployment time we were having, were we having any sort of issues at the time of your audit over there, right? So this particular information, it will be very critical for the future reference or for the analysis over there. After this, we are having your vulnerabilities and exploits. So previously we have already discussed about the vulnerabilities and exploit, but now let me show you how can we find the vulnerabilities and the exploit for the Windows. So for that, I will be using my Kali, clear, and we are having a tool with the name MSF console, your Metasploit framework we are having, right? So this is the tool we are having, which will be helping us to perform the assessments, right? It will be helping us to find the vulnerabilities over there, right? It will be also helping us to perform the security assessment, like actually exploiting them, right? So this is the tool which is being used by our security peoples as well as from the attackers also. Now, if I will be looking for your search, platform, Windows, let's say I'm writing as your 7, type exploit. See, we are having more than your 1000 exploit just for the Windows 7. And over here, you can see the disclosure date 2010, 2010, 2010. And if I will be zooming it out, then if I will be again writing this command, then you can also see the severity level. If the attacker will be using these sort of a, you can say exploit, then over there he will be getting the access of them, right? And he will be, you can say, able to perform many malicious things over there, right? So that is how we can look for the exploits, right? And once we will be finding the exploits over here, right, what we can do is we can actually take these exploits and we will be checking in our systems, right? And over there what we will be doing is we are going to secure our system. We will be looking like what will be the impact if attacker will be using this particular exploit to compromise our system, right? So for that we will be getting the idea from these places, right? So for that in the organization we are having like the penetration team, right? The penetration testing team we are having, right? So those penetration testers, what they will be doing is they will be actually exploiting the vulnerabilities, right? And then they will be looking for the impact. If the attacker he will be exploiting this particular vulnerability, then what will be the impact of it, right? Depending upon that, they will be also giving us the remediation steps for it, right? So that we can remove those vulnerabilities over there. Then after this, we are having our patch management policies. Right? After this, we are having our patch management policies over here. And the very first, we are having your develop policies for managing the patches, right? So in this, what we will be doing is, in this, we are going to create the list, right? We will be creating the list of, you can say, all the devices we are having, right? And depending upon that, we will be creating the policy. Like for these devices, like what we will be doing over there, for these devices, what we will be doing over there, right? So for that, we are going to look for all the systems we are having in our inventory, right? And we will be consolidating them, right? After that, we are having your take stock and your streamline your systems, right? So in that, we will be categorizing and we will be assigning the risk level to our vulnerabilities we are having, right? And the very first, we were making the list of all the systems and all the devices we were having, and we were organizing them, right? So that will be helping us to have a track of each and everything we are having inside the organization, and then we will be able to secure them, manage them, right? After that, we are, you can say, after that, we are, you can say, assigning the risk level over here. Right, depending upon their severity, we will be deciding that on which particular vulnerability we will be focusing first, right? Then we are having your classifying and designating the, you can say, risk level, right? So after that, what we will be doing is once we have assigned the risk level over there, right? Once we have assigned the risk level over there, what we will be doing is we are going to keep an eye, right? We are going to keep an eye on our patches, right? We will be looking on our, you can say, all the patches announcement which we are having from our companies for our computers, for our programs, right? Right, whenever our, you can say, vendors, they will be releasing any patch over there, right? So as soon as the organization, they will be vendors, they will be releasing the patch, we are going to install them, right? After that, we will be automating the patch management. As I was saying that previously, many a time in our systems we are not having the automatic updates over there. So what we will be doing is we will be clicking on it, yes, right? Then we will be having this automatic patch management, right? So without, you can say, manually going over there, installing the patches, installing the updates of a system, it is, you can say, automatically it will be installing the update for us, patch for us over there, right? After that, we should be prepared for your potential patch exception over here, right? So we have to be ready for any situations where applying patches, right, they are not going to go smoothly over there, or they are going to cause the problems over there, right? So we should be, you can say, able to prepare over there for these situations. So we will be able to prevent those sort of unexpected problems, right, whenever we are making the changes inside our system, right? Then we are having your prioritizing the patch testing, right? So on this, we will be, you can say, on the basis of your severity level, we will be, you can say, prioritizing the patch over there, right? We will be, you can say, after that we will be establishing a backup system over there, right? We will be creating the copy of all the information we are having inside our system. Like, let's say, if that particular patch, if that particular update, it is having some problem inside it, so we are making sure that even if you can say all the data we are having in our system, it will be getting compromised, it will be getting infected because of that patch, right? Because of that faulty patch over there, then we will be able to simply recover it from our backup systems, right? Then we are having your patch apply patches promptly, in which we will be trying to apply the patches as soon as possible. Then in the last, we will be recording the details of the newly applied patches over here. So these are whatever best practices which we can go with it.